Let me get comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Amy from Pen Venture. Welcome to a new fountain pen review. Sit back, relax. In this video, let me delight you with one of my favorite Sailor fountain pens, the one and only Pro Gear King Size Demonstrator. Let's see it. It's a little bit ironic because we recently started being a authorized Sailor distributor, and this fountain pen wasn't acquired through this connection. This fountain pen was so amazing, and let's see it in very close details. I'm going to tell you what do I like about it, how it's handling, what are the details of it, how it looks, how it feels, how it writes, and we will experience this fountain pen in a proper setup on the Pen Venture YouTube channel, and I hope you will enjoy it. Sailor, established in 1911 in Japan. One of my favorite pen manufacturers, both in numbers, models, and everything. They do have two primarily collections, the 1911, which is their cigar-shaped fountain pens, and their Pro Gear or Professional Gear series, which is chopped at ends, flat ends fountain pens. And I do have a example of the King of Pen series, and this is the cigar-shaped fountain pens based on the 1911 series. And the Pro Gear, it is flat at ends, and I do have one right here. The one that we have in this box, it's the Pro Gear series King Size, and the Pro Gear series comes in three sizes if we are excluding the mini series, the smaller one, the pocket ones. King size, the biggest one, then we have the regular and the slim, and you will see them side by side in a few moments at the size comparison besides my king size. Let's proceed with the customer experience first. This is what you get when you have a Sailor Pro Gear King Size Demonstrator. The fountain pen rests like this. Under it you will find a polishing cloth to take off your fingerprints from the material, 2 ink cartridges proprietary to Sailor, black, warranty, and all of the details of how you would ink up this pen and how you would maintain it in a very good condition. And this is the Pro Gear King Size Demonstrator fountain pen. The Pro Gear King Size features a very aesthetic and eye-pleasing shape. We do have the cap slightly larger than the pen body in diameter. Both the pen body and the cap are tapering in on both ends. Now let's get into the details, and we are going to start with the finial, which is flat, and it's composed of this part right here, which sits about this metal ring above the clip. On the finial, we do have the new logo of Sailor. I don't know if you are aware of this fact, but I believe 2 years ago they went into a process of rebranding and they changed their logo slightly, the anchor and the font. I do believe it's a very nice refreshing of the initial logo of the company. Let's continue towards the clip. The clip is very nice. Not only it complements the overall looks of the fountain pen, but it is also very practical and available to clip even larger coats, pockets, and you can do that keeping the fountain pen very securely clipped. Let me rotate the fountain pen, and you can clearly see inside that we do have a sleeve which is made in a slightly less transparent material. I do suspect it's also plastic. A very nice feature with a spring right here which keeps the nib airtight sealed, prevents the ink from drying out. This is a very important aspect of this particular fountain pen, which if you have it in a demonstrator series, you can see this with your eyes, and you can see how it works, how it comes down and goes up. It will keep your nib with ink, and in this way, as quickly as you open this fountain pen and you put it to the paper, you do have a writing nib. The shape of the cap starts to pick up in girth and goes towards the cap ring, which is like the entire trims of the fountain pen, rhodium plated. It is a very nice and aesthetic cap band. It is not only large, but it's going to actually be the rim of the cap, and this way it will protect the plastic materials from chipping or cracking or anything like this. And this is a very practical way to ensure that the integrity of the cap, it is protected by that cap band, which is made out of metal. Coming down from the clip, I'm gonna turn it like this, and you will see engraved 1911, the year in which Sailor was founded. Sailor, Japan, founded. You do have the company, the year of making. I do believe this is something that Sailor is very proud to put on a fountain pen. Moving further, we do have this two very nice filigree motifs on these two parts which center in the details that are engraved, and I do believe that those are like ropes, and you know that the maritime theme of the anchor goes with ropes, and the fact that this is the theme and the logo of the company, it's by no mistake, because the company was founded in a harbor. The colors of the company, that blue is the blue dawn, and I do believe that Sailor captures these details on this fountain pens and other fountain pens very, very well. Let's move further and let's uncap the fountain pen. 2 complete turns of the cap to uncap the fountain pen, and we are greeted by the special 21 karat gold King of Pen size nib of Sailor. This is an epic nib by all means, and I do want you to be opened if you haven't tried a 21 karat gold nib. If you have the chance to go and try it out, it is one of my most beautiful revelations in regards of having some expectations from a nib and actually getting to test it and to see it in person how it's behaving. And Sailor nibs are known to be moderate wet, slightly soft, a little bit of feedback, a hint of feedback, which is that pencil feedback that you get from writing with a Japanese nib. It is not super smooth, although it's smooth, but it's not glassy smooth. Overall, this nib reorganized the pyramid of writing experiences, to say so, and it quickly grew almost to the top. And you have this very nice motif with the anchor, with everything. This is the new style of the nib, which appeared after the rebranding process, and we have the anchor 21 karat. It is powered by a plastic feeder, friction fitted inside a collar. You can actually take apart this fountain pen. I'm going to show you how you would do that, and I'm going to insert a clip and demonstrate how you can take the nib out in order to clean the inside of the section, to clean the nib, and to put everything back safely together. This is a big bonus for everyone if you are trying to maintain the fountain pen in a very good condition without stains. I almost forgot, this nib is available in only 2 sizes, medium and broad. There is no extra fine, there is no stop, nothing whatsoever, medium and broad. And if you turn the nib like so on the shoulder right here, you will see that I have on mine a broad. Anyway, now let's move into ergonomics, and this fountain pen feels very comfortable in writing. The section is on the chunky side. We do have a diameter which is larger right here, and going down slightly, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters towards the nib. Right here we have a ridge which in theory blocks your fingers from slipping towards the nib. Although I haven't experienced this with any section at all, it's nice to have something which sort of fits like a glove on your finger and prevents the fountain pen moving backwards and forward. Going further, we have right here the capping threads. Those are not sharp at all and are very well polished, and I'm not completely sure if we can say polished, because this fountain pen, as a manufacturing process, it's done by injection molding. You do have a metal mold, and you inject plastic regardless of the color, if it's clear or not, if it's solid. You inject it in a mold at a high pressure and high temperature, and you let it cool down. Actually, if it's a very high quality mold and process, what you get are parts which don't even need sanding. Those come out flawless out of that mold. With Sailor doing this process, I've seen so much consistency that basically I don't think that they are even polishing their fountain pens, because they do come out of those molds flawless without a single hint of the overall process. But I, as a experienced pen collector and the retailer, I can tell you that those are done by injection molding. There isn't too many out there as pen manufacturers that can have such a high level in this process and to have so much consistency in regards of how the fountain pens look outside of the mold and outside of this process. Anyway, let's get back to the fountain pen. Right here we do have a slightly larger diameter and the barrel starts to taper in. We do have this ring right here, the end finial screwed in the barrel right here, and we do have a little bit of evidence of that process in the glue that is used on those threads. Right here we do have the end finial flat tapering in. Overall it looks like a very solid build, high quality fountain pen. After all, it's called a professional gear. You would expect a professional writing instrument, right? Now let me show you the filling system. With Sailor you actually get a plug-in cartridge converter. And hear me out, because a lot of you out there tend to think that this is not such a interesting filling system. It is. Give it some chance, because you will see that it is very easy to operate. It's inexpensive. Basically, if something goes wrong, you just pull out this cartridge converter and you get a new one, which is very cheap. It is not like for example changing a piston on a fountain pen, which will set you back a little bit more. And another interesting fact regarding proprietary Sailor converters is the fact that you can take the whole converter apart and you would take it off like this. You can put grease, silicone grease I use, and a little bit on it and it will move very well. Those are the details of the Pro Gear King Size Demonstrator fountain pen. I want to show you a side-by-side size comparison with something which is familiar and also with its siblings, the smaller fountain pens from Sailor in the Pro Gear series. Here we have the Pro Gear King Size next to a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Nuda. We have a Sailor King of Pen. Here we have the Pro Gear King Size, the Pro Gear Regular, and the Pro Gear Slim. Now let's have a look uncapped. In this scenario, the King Size sits very much in between the King of Pen. It is not that long as the King of Pen, sits a little bit taller than the Pro Gear Regular. And here is a look with another demonstrator fountain pen, my Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Nuda, which is again an oversized fountain pen. Capped like this, the King Size Pro Gear measures 140 millimeters, uncapped like this 125 millimeters, posted like this 163 millimeters. The total weight of the fountain pen, capped, inked and or posted, is 35.5 grams like this, and like this is 22.5 grams. Now this is an oversized fountain pen, or it can be an oversized fountain pen for a lot of you out there, including myself. I do intend to use it posted, although it is one of those fountain pens at the very edge. It's nice unposted, but it's even nicer when you put the cap and you do something like this. The most important thing regarding this fountain pen, it's the beauty of it being a demonstrator fountain pen. I'm a huge fan of demonstrator fountain pens, and the way that the nib is performing. In regards of the performances, let me get my good old trusty notebook. I'm gonna put it up to the paper and I'm gonna show you why do I think this Sailor 21 karat gold nib is one of the best ones in my collection. Sailor Pro Gear King Size. We have the nib, 21 karat gold, and this is a broad nib. Ink, this is Tatcha Koyame. Paper, Tomoe River paper 52 GSM. Okay, now let's get into the ink flow. And I choose this broad nib because I wanted to have a little bit more flow, although I do call it a moderate to wet ink flow, not fire hose wet, but anyway, you can clearly see that It's more like on the wet side, but it's not a fire hose, and you wouldn't want that from a sailor pen because originally they are made very moderate in all aspects. Minimalistic, moderate, tamed, very serious, very elegant and Japanese way of showing elegance. Let me show you the softness of this nib. And we have normal, figure of eights, and I wouldn't call this a true broad. It's more like a fat medium if we compare it to, like, for example, a Leonardo. This is how a medium point from Leonardo adjusted to be wet is going to perform. This is to be expected with sailor nibs. They do run like a size under what is on the nib. Like, for example, broad will write like a medium, a fine like an extra fine, and so on. Flex, just be gentle with such a nib because it's soft and you can ruin it. So I don't see the point of flexing it, but I'm gonna do it anyway for you to see. And you do have some line variation. You can squeeze some line variation, but it is like, I don't know, for example, it's just like a very nice Stradivarius violin, which is pushed really hard to squeeze a few high pitches or notes. And I'm no musician, so just take that with a grain of salt. You wouldn't want to push this nib too much. Let's leave it like so because it writes very nice in normal writing. Now let's get to the famous sentence. And we have the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. One of my most favorite nibs out there. I would dare you to try this one because I do believe you're missing out if you don't have such a nib in your collection. It's a nib that will run with a hint of feedback. This is something that you need to expect it. It's not going to be glassy smooth, but anyway, it's not going to be thooty. There is balance in between these two, in which even I, as a user that I do love very smooth nibs, I do enjoy to have a hint of feedback and to feel that I'm writing with a nib fountain pen. Now let's get to put the notebook away and discuss a little bit regarding this fountain pen, overall my honest opinion and my personal view on this Pro Gear King size. And first, let's start with the things that I really adore regarding this fountain pen. Anyway, let's just say that we do have plenty of colors and diversity to satisfy all of the tastes that there is in our community. And I'm pretty sure if it's not yet made, Sailor will make it in those colors, in that style. The Pro Gear King size is one of the series that I do find to be very ergonomic towards what I usually use as a fountain pen platform, and I don't have big hands. And this fountain pen feels like an oversized fountain pen, but it's not ridiculously big to the point that it's just simply too much. It's a very elegant and minimalistic fountain pen which reflects the overall balance that Sailor puts out in their collections. And I've seen this with a lot of Sailor fountain pens. They do clearly have like a line in which they practice balance and they practice this style, and this is present in all of their fountain pens, and this is something that I do find very appealing. In regards of the practicality aspect, like I told you, it's very ergonomic. I can use it in daily writing no matter what paper I have it on. This thing will write. The inner cap keeps the nib from drying out. This is very important. I've seen this with Platinum series fountain pens, which clearly keep the nib airtight in that inner cap, and this will make sure that once you take the nib out and put it to the paper, it will write. With this one, it's clearly very nice to have such a feature, and it's very practical. Let's see what else. The filling system is one that I personally like. I don't know about you, but I find it very nice and easy to clean the fountain pen. The nib is awesome, try it out. Sailor is the only pen company that does 21 karat gold nibs, although I may be mistaken. But anyway, I haven't seen 21 karat gold nibs on other fountain pens. Maybe I'm not aware of this fact. Those nibs are very well in writing, soft, moderate, wet, smooth, with a hint of feedback, and there is everything to like regarding the writing experience with a Sailor. Now let's address some of the things that I would do different. In regards of looks, I would keep it the same. What do I would like to add? Maybe I would do the entire fountain pen a little bit more heavy, but not what you are thinking. Like for example, I wouldn't go and add something made out of metal just to add weight. No, I would do the entire walls of the fountain pen slightly thicker, just to give it a more beefy look and beefy feel overall. Anyway, this is very nicely done, and I'm pretty sure Sailor has a good reason why to do it like so and not like I would do it. I do believe that the prices will go a little bit higher in 2023, so if you are planning to get one, maybe this is a good time to know ahead that they will increase in pricing due to, I don't know, materials being far more expensive right now than back then when they were initially presented, and production and all of that. It's 23. Welcome to this new age. This is overall what I have on the Pro Gear King Size Demonstrator fountain pen. It's a smile on my face. I'm happy to have it, I'm happy to use it, and I'm happy to showcase it and to share it with you out there. Anyway, if you have any questions regarding this fountain pen or any others, use the comment section down below, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. If you are looking for such a fountain pen, if you are in the market to get a Pro Gear King Size or anything from Sailor, scroll down below, you'll find the links for our website. There we do have like 95-98% of the entire listing that you can find on Sailor in Europe. That's it. Thank you for spending this time with me on the Pen Venture YouTube channel. If you find my content and this video helpful, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm and everything. Thank you for being here with us. If you are a newsletter subscriber on the Pen Venture website, you will receive a lot of interesting news and everything that we do have coming from Sailor. If you're not subscribed, you can subscribe right now. Just click there, turn the notification bell on, and you will be notified whenever we have new content. Speaking about content, if you want to continue watching my videos, I'm leaving this right here. You can click and enjoy. As always, I'm your host Amy from Pen Venture. I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, stay safe,